welcome to Sensible Secondhand Classics, or in this case, not very sensible Secondhand Classics, a series where we look at, well, normally practical and sensible cars which you can buy for a budget of between £1,000 and £5,000. In this case, this 1988 Toyota Celica ST165 GT Turbo is not very sensible at all. But is it any good? Should you care? Let's find out, shall we? So the T160 generation of Toyota Celica, that was the fourth generation, was introduced in 1985. This particular model, the crazy GT Turbo thing, was introduced in 1988 on the market. It was delayed introduction because until 1988, filling stations in this country were not required to carry unleaded fuel. Obviously, from 1988, all cars were required to run on it, and the petrol station was required to supply it. So this has a very tiny turbo cat on it. One of the probably first cars in this country to have one. It's actually a standard car, apart from the wheels, which we've seen in the thumbnail. The suspension is very, very firm in this. It is crazy. But we have a 2-litre turbocharged engine and a little boost gauge here with 193 horsepower. You could also get some more kind of, I don't know, standard versions of the Celica. You could get a 1.6 carb with 87 horsepower, a 1.6 injection with 125 horsepower, a 2-litre injection with 125 horsepower. The 1.6 and 2-litre GT models for some reason had, I don't know, the same power output. I'm not quite sure why. Then you go on to the GTI 16, which had 152 horsepower, and then this absolutely crazy GT4 turbo thing. It's a bonkers car. There's pop-up headlamps. Exhaust, apparently, this is standard, which is great. It's pretty fruity. 0-60 in this car is, well, it's not a lot really. If you had a rally version, it would be even less. It's something like 7.5 seconds in this. We've got a 5-speed manual and all-wheel drive. It is, it's pretty good. I enjoy this a lot. The handling is really good. It's very grippy, as you'd expect. Got to keep remembering the wipers are on the opposite side in this car, like all the old Japanese things. I'm also driving quite conservatively today because I just don't want to get into trouble. It's a very rare car, this, and I don't want to damage it. I'm very grateful to Steve, who owns this, and some other lovely old Toyotas. Oh dear, big bump there, for letting me have a go, because I enjoy myself tremendously. I must say, viewers, the number plate on this car is very appropriate. Welcome to the British seaside in winter. So, very, very nice, this T160 generation of Celica. This is the liftback version. You could also get a coupe that was a 2-door version. And you could get a cabriolet, which was sold in this country as well. We didn't get the 2-door version over here. I stand corrected with you. I thought this was a standard exhaust. I don't think it is. Although it is, you know, apart from the Oz racing wheels on this car, the car's actually quite standard. Very, very attractive car, you know, very, very, very much so. Probably the equivalent to something like this would be, I don't know, Nissan Silvia, or maybe the last of the Opel Mantas in '88. But if you wanted to go full rally kind of fan, then obviously you could buy a Lancia Delta HF or something like that. Have a look in the boot first. We use the key. There's a release inside as well. Very high sill. And a nice big spoiler. There we go. Struts are working. Not the most amount of space really. Not really, because you've got a massive hump here for the spare wheel. Let's see if we can lift this carpet up. There we go. Yep, spare wheel in there. So not really a lot of room for whatever it is that you kind of need. This car does need just a few sort of cosmetic tweaks. Steve, who owns it, has had it a long time actually, and I can see why he enjoys it. Let's make sure that's done. Yes, it is. One thing I would say is that this sunroof was sort of painted and repaired a while ago, but as you can see, we've got like little bits of corrosion coming through already, so that's going to have to be addressed at some point. But overall, considering this car is over 35 years old, I don't think it looks bad. I don't think it looks bad at all. It looks fantastic. We'll have some pop-up headlight action later on. We'll fiddle with the lights so we can get them up. I have tested them, and yeah, of course they work. One thing I'm going to have to do, unfortunately, is try to get in the back, because Mr. Manning from the Matty's Cars channel requires that I do. Right, hold on a second, viewers. Let's see what we can do for Mr. Manning. Is that all I've got to work with, viewers? Oh, help. No, not again. Oh gosh, no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, I'm actually in. My gosh, I'm alive. I'm not shutting that door, but I'm in. Do you know what? The headroom's actually slightly better than Alfa Romeo Brera. We've got just 4 seats in here. So there we go, look at that. GT4 owners Ace Cafe meeting. There we go, best Celica ST165. It's a shame that that cafe falls in the ultra emission zone, viewers. Otherwise we'd have to take it to Mall without having to pay the Mayor of London. Let's have a look here actually at some notes that Steve's made for me about this car. Registered in April '88, one of the first model in the country. He's had since 2003, new wings, full body respray, new wheels, upgraded suspension, front brakes from a Generation 5 Celica, this is a Generation 4 Celica. There we go, 17, 18, 19, 20, Porto Segala and Port St Helens Island car meetings. Yes, that's why I saw it at Port St first of all. Let's see if we can get this. No. We're getting out of here, viewers, because I am not someone who has very short legs. So we'll look in the ashtray and then we're going to get out of here. Mr. Manning, the mission is complete, and now I bid you farewell. Right, viewers. Weather's not very good today, unfortunately. Never mind. Illuminated ignition barrel. Excellent. There we go. Wiper stalk is on the other side. Indicator stalk is on the right. Typical kind of early Japanese. And look at this. We've got gauges aplenty. John Davis from Motor Week would be very, very happy at this particular point. We've got so oil pressure. We've got as well. That's a turbo pounds per square inch of boost. We've got the Toyota Racing Development TRD logos all over here, and we've got an original CD player and cassette deck, and we've got air conditioning. Amazing. What a car. PowerShot driver's window, electric mirrors. That's actually lumbar support for the seat. That's good, isn't it? Got a brightness to control there for the instrument. When you pull the key out, like on a K10 Micro, you have to push that button there. Fog light switch is there. The rear windows, this tiny little thing down here. I don't know why it's on a completely separate panel. Maybe some parts of the world you didn't have a heated rear window in the Celica. I don't know. Cigarette lighters here. Yes. Headlamp washer action. And we've got levers for adjusting the steering column, which is telescopic in this car. Excellent. There's the electric mirror control. Those I think are coin trays. Do we have a little tiny storage area in here? Yeah, we do. Little storage area. What's that for? That little bit there. Strange. That it looks like it's supposed to be cup holders. Oh, it is. But you can't. How are you going to get the cup? How are you going to use that? That's really weird. Do you put this down or something? Is that how it works? Do you sort of squeeze down and it comes down? Anyway, it's not coming down for me today, so that's a no. That's a shame, viewers. We enjoy it. We enjoy this car so far. Very, very long door bins. Really long door bins, actually. So plenty of space for things. Shall we see if my secret mission documents actually go in there? Let's just pause a second and I'll just move some of the bits and we'll see if we can get those in. Okay, viewers, give it a try. Yes! Excellent. I'm a happy man today. So I also got electric sunroof, various interior lights. I'm not touching the sunroof today, viewers. Not only is this a really old car, but it's raining, so the sunroof will not be touched. I apologise as well, I haven't got my separate microphone today. One of them broke, I've ordered another one, that didn't be working either, so we're having to do it the old-fashioned way. I think this car's brilliant. I love this 1980s sort of velour interior in blue. It's brilliant. It's just fantastic. The door locks, that needs a new surround, I think, on there, but they sort of are very sort of old-fashioned. I kind of think of a sort of car that, seriously, like an old minis were like that, weren't they? But we had little switches like that on the doors to lock them. And we got Celica turbo wheel. Don't worry, viewers, we will be starting this up in a minute. We just got to have a look under the bonnet first. Yes. 2-litre turbocharged engine with 193 horsepower. You can see there is the oxygen sensor. Turbo is just at the front here, actually. I don't think I'd fancy trying to do too much work on this. It looks a little bit on the complicated side, actually, here. I believe we've got the timing belt just on the side here as well. That's actually exposed, so that's handy, I suppose. ST165 is the particular code for one of these GT4s. As you can see, it has got four-wheel drive. What a stylish car. It's hard to believe this car is actually based on the same platform as the T150 Carina 2 that I drove a couple of years ago now. They don't look anything like each other, but apparently they are. This was the first front-wheel drive generation of Celica. The Supra went on its own platform, actually, in 1985, I think it was, or 86, and these went to front-wheel drive. Right, let's see if we can get these headlamps up. Not the most economical car, this, but I mean, if it looks this good, what are you concerned about fuel economy for? It's better than my 1993 Audi V8, so, you know, never mind. You've also got an engine light that comes on and off. It might be something to do with the oxygen sensor and turbo, possibly, I don't know. But yes, it's good. Steering's beautiful in this. It's really responsive. It's a shame that, like, today might or might not be the best showcase for it because it's a bit damp and the road's a bit bumpy. Perhaps it is a very, very good way of showing this car off because it was designed to compete on the World Rally stage, wasn't it? Particularly the later ones. This is the fourth generation car. The fifth ones were a bit more famous for that. But like a lot of people, actually, Steve prefers this fourth generation car to the fifth one, which is wider and more kind of, I suppose, larger car. This is a very nice looking car, actually. I think if I were to drive around in this a lot, I'd probably get looks from people, particularly with these big Oz racing wheels on it. So yeah, it's also, I don't think, I said it earlier, with standard, I don't think it is actually. I think this has been upgraded. 0 to 60, about 7.9 seconds. And top speed, about 150 miles an hour in this, if you were on the Autobahn and there was nobody else around. Possibly you would be doing that, but we're very sensible on this channel, viewers, so we don't do things like that. Brakes feel good. This has got uprated brakes in it, actually, so that's positive. The gearbox is actually pretty nice. This car's done 110,000 miles, and necessarily shame that this is probably one of the only chances I'm going to get to drive a car like this, because I've actually really enjoyed this. I didn't know an awful lot about these until I was offered this car by Steve for going. I'm very grateful to him for that. But it's an absolute joy, this. The suspension's very stiff. It's quite loud, this car, but it grips and it goes. You can see why these cars were so successful in rallying. If it gives you a lot of confidence driving a car like this. I mean, for me, either of the 2 litre engines would be absolutely fine. The normally aspirated ones would be absolutely fine. I do not need all this extra power. Personally, it's nice, but I prefer something that was a little bit softer in the suspension, and you know, I'd trade a bit of power for that. So I'm sure, like, you know, the 2 litre models in 0 to 60 in about maybe 10 seconds, 1.6 carb, probably not. But that's not the point, is it? And of course, pop-up headlamp action. So let's go over the specifications again. So as you mentioned earlier, the base model that was available in Europe and in this country was the 1.6 ST with a carburetor engine 87 horsepower with a 4AC engine. It's known as the AT160. Another AT160 is the 1.6 GT with a fuel injection 125 horsepower. That's the famous 4AGE. Yep, I'm sure many of you heard of the 4AGE, and the MR2 and the lovely A86. The 2 litre GT, the ST162 with fuel injection, 125 horsepower. I don't know why they needed both engines actually, but it's apparently what was available. The 3S FE engine. Then the what was called in this country the GTI 16, known as the GTS in many other places, 152 horsepower, the 3SGE, and then this one, the GT4 Turbo, the SC165, 193 horsepower, the 3S GTE, and 0 to 62 miles an hour takes 7.9 seconds. So viewers, should you consider a T160 Toyota Celica as not a particularly sensible second-hand purchase for your hard-earned budget of between £1,000 and £5,000? You can get things like the A160 and the ST162 for less than £5,000. They're quite rare. When they come up, you can get one. This, no. We're talking £10,000 plus for a car like this. Particularly one that's been in the same ownership for 22 years. Obviously, what do you got to watch of this? You've got to watch for rust, you've got to watch that someone hasn't absolutely thrashed it, because, well, it's very tempting to do that in this car. Well, you know, take it to a nice Toyota specialist. That's actually what Steve is. He's a Toyota specialist. He's a Toyota specialist in this area. So it's great that he looks after his car and shows it and drives it throughout the winter. That's brilliant. Anyway, thank you ever so much once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video in the comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for some more, hopefully next time, reasonably priced, nostalgic motoring that is a bit more sensible.
Every day with blue skies.